What's up team, it's Andy Wang from Cliniko, and in this video I'm going to show you the new GST process for running Cliniko and Xero unintegrated. When you run Cliniko and Xero unintegrated, that means no information is flowing from Cliniko into Xero. So if you're like most clinics, most of your income may be GST free, but not all of it. So as you're going about your daily bookkeeping, you would be reconciling all of your income as GST free. But not all of it is actually GST free. So if you're a physio clinic, maybe your products that you sell have GST on it. So this process helps you recognize the correct amount of GST in your accounting system. Now, I do recommend you doing this process every month at the end of the month. It's a good habit to get into. Now, before we go into it, I do want to say you can use this process for any other alternative to Cliniko. You don't have to use Cliniko. What you will need to do though is just adjust the reports that we're running here to the one that is in your system. With that out of the way, let's jump into it. What you want to do is you want to go into Cliniko and go to your reports, and you want to run your practice revenue report. This report tells you how much sales you have made, and more importantly for us, how much GST we've collected between a certain period. So like I was saying before, we want to do this every month at the end of the month. So we're going to run it for the whole month of October, select the business and select how you report your income. So you can see we have made $215 worth of sales with $11.50 of GST on it. So next step is to actually save a copy of this report. Once you've saved a copy of the report, head into Xero. In your accounting system, we're using Xero here, we want to create a new sales invoice. The two will be our monthly GST correction. The reference would be the October GST adjustment. And because we do this every month, we want the issue date and the due date to be the end of the month we're doing it for. So in this case, we're doing this for the month of October. So both of these dates is October. And next step, we want to attach the file we just saved, which is that practice revenue report from Cliniko. So we've attached the file that we've saved here. So once we've done that, we have our practice revenue report opened up and we have our invoice in Xero. Next step is to start entering things into Xero. The first thing you want to do is you want to remove sales with GST out of Xero. So remember, if you run Cliniko and Xero unintegrated, all the sales which are coming through your bank feed, you're probably reconciling to your main sales account as GST free. So that means there is a bunch of sales which we've been reconciling as GST free when they should have had GST on it. So the first step to do is tell Xero, hey, I got it wrong. Here are a bunch of sales that we need to remove because they've been treated incorrectly. So the quantity is 1, and the way to work out what these sales are is you simply take this GST figure of $11.50, so that's our total service and product, $11.50, and you multiply that by 11. That will tell you what is the grossed up value of the sales, including GST, that you have recognized already. So that's $126.50. And what we want to do is we want to put a big fat negative figure in front of that, negative symbol. And the account should be the account which we're reconciling all our sales to. So for this example, I'm just going to use physio income. Okay, so what this line does is we're telling Xero, hey Xero, $126.50 of our sales was incorrectly treated as GST income. So let's get it out of there. Now for the second line, which we're going to correct the treatment of that $126.50. So we're going to be recognizing sales with GST. So what we want to do here is take that $126.50, set it to the exact same account, but this time make the tax rate GST on income. And the next thing we want to do is we want to set the amounts as tax inclusive. So this will do two things. Number one, we're replacing the income we've removed out of the sales account with that first line, only partially, and number two, we're recognizing the correct amount of GST. You know you've got this process right when two things happen. Number one, this whole invoice results in zero. And number two, the total GST matches the practice revenue report that you have pulled, 1150. Hope this makes sense. Please feel free to reach out if not.